Newsflash, Savannah, Georgia isn't for everyone. In fact, watching this video may be a deal breaker for you. We know that living on the Georgia coast sounds like a dream, but if you can't handle these 7 realities, living here could actually be a nightmare.
Yes, Savannah is stunning, but let's face it, it's not everyone's cup of sweet tea. Today, we're breaking down those 7 things you absolutely need to be able to handle if you are going to call Savannah home. And even if one of these things makes you cringe, it might not be the right fit for you.
Don't go anywhere because we are skipping the usual highlight reel and diving right into the surprising, quirky, and even downright difficult truths about living in Savannah, Georgia.
First up, wildlife. Sure, we love watching the beautiful waterfowl, or birds for those of you that don't know our fancy coastal language. Love watching them take flight. But that's not really what we're talking about here. People ask us about wildlife all the time. Yes, we have mosquitoes and every kind of fly imaginable, including palmetto bugs, which are basically roaches with wings.
That's true. Then you have the sand gnats, those little pesky bugs that pop up near water, particularly in the warmer seasons. Speaking of water, if you live near a pond or a marsh, there's a good chance that there's an alligator that might call it home. That's just life on the Georgia coast though. But to be fair, we don't see them that often. And when we do, we're usually more fascinated with them than they are with us.
Since we're already outside, we should probably go ahead and talk about sand. Because this is the coast of Georgia after all, and sand is everywhere. Sure, you'll find it on the beaches of Tybee Island, but it doesn't stop there.
The soil around here is just naturally sandy, which works well for some of our plants, but it can also be a headache for gardeners. Sandy soil drains very quickly and it doesn't hold nutrients well. So if you're an avid gardener and you have that green thumb, you're just going to have to adjust and make some extra efforts to fertilize the soil and keep your plants healthy.
As for dealing with sand, be prepared to invest in a quality broom, a great handy vac, or maybe even a Roomba, especially if you have little boys. Somehow the sand seems to get everywhere. Your floorboards, your furniture, and even in your bed sheets.
Now let's talk about weather. Savannah summers are a mix of intense heat, thick humidity, and the occasional downpour that can last for hours. And don't forget about hurricane season. We spend 6 months playing Where in the World is Jim Cantori? Here's a pro tip for you. Invest in a backup generator and a chainsaw, and you will thank us later.
Okay, here's a surprise. Savannah isn't all sweet magnolias and salty air. Sometimes the city has a smell. It's actually a combination of the beautiful marshlands and the smell of money. Let me explain. The marshes produce 2 gases. Hydrogen sulfide, which comes from bacteria in the pluff mud, and dimethyl sulfide, which results from the plants. And then there's the paper plant, which has its own distinct scent, often called the smell of money, a nod to the paper plant's significant contribution to Savannah's economy.
In Savannah, being friendly is just part of the culture. Whether you're walking your dog or standing in line at the grocery store, don't be surprised if someone waves, greets you, or even starts a full-blown conversation. You may be called darling or honey. You're definitely going to hear yes sir or yes ma'am. If you're not one that's into casual chit-chat or you prefer to keep to yourself, it can take some getting used to. But honestly, that's just part of Savannah's charm. However, if someone says, bless your heart, they're probably not being very kind. It all depends on the inflection.
Savannah is a top tourist destination, which means tourists, lots of them. And remember how lovely the weather is. That means they're basically here throughout the entire year. From bachelorette parties to every tour you can imagine, the city is always full of visitors. It's great for the economy, but it can also mean crowded streets and busy restaurants. If you're someone who values peace and quiet, the bustling heart of the Savannah Historic District might not be for you. But hey, it's a small price to pay for living in a place Travel and Leisure considers the third best city in the entire country.
Apart from the visitors, however, Savannah operates at a slower pace. Life here simply has a more relaxed rhythm. Maybe it's the influence of the coast or the fact that it's too hot to move any faster, but if you prefer the buzz of city life, it might take a while to adjust. But for many people, this is what draws them here. Living in Savannah means embracing an unhurried and laid-back life.
So there you have it. 7 things you must be able to handle if you're going to call Savannah home. Our city has its challenges, but the character is undeniable. And it really is a wonderful place to live.
If you're ready to make the move or just dreaming of living in Savannah, reach out to us. Our contact information is in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media as well. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time.